and how much the match point or the benchmark of the going into the smash rule activated for tomorrow. Even the last day of the grand finals will be having those smash rule implemented as well. And regarding that, last season we had only 6 maps. This season we up it up to the maximum 8 maps in day 3 of the grand finals as well. So smash rule will stay till the very end, and congratulations again for the team.
This is definitely some high stakes matches that we'll be seeing them involved in, and we'll see who will be the one to set the benchmark for tomorrow's smash rules to be implemented.
Actually, because we're looking at like how we mentioned, who will set the tone for starting off tomorrow as well. Now we want to also congratulate Sam9, who is the first time actually getting into this week's Super Weekend, as well as the Vikings and MXG.
So let's get this underway in the PMSL Southeast Asia 2025 fall split. Be clear, but we've already got Win challenging Federalis up close and personal.
If you ask about being bold, this is the guy who's being bold, Federalis, right now. Wen is actually one of the highest Terminator in one single round. 1,500 last time we remembered. No, it was 1,645 damage. Almost 9 elimination. And this is, if you ask about bold, you talked about vampires. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but put it on hold for a bit. Hale being charged by Toda, and Toda has been going strong this season as well, getting a great start, taking 2 members Hale. Watching the VODs actually do give you a bit of those, they're strong, yeah, okay, but when you're actually watching it live, it's such a different vibe. But Mika, spot out, this is what I mentioned, even Sam9, I mean, they can challenge each other and everybody's on par on the same benchmark. The only that making a difference between a great and legendary team right now, it's about how they rotate and how they wrap around a fight with a team, not by yourself.
To actually bring back their teammates as well, it's not going to be an easy task because they're pretty much landlocked. And now backwards to Mixer Gang. It's going to be a tough call right now as they're dealing with the rest of Blue Squad right across our screens. And Xbox has been able to pin another member down. 2 points already as he's going for the save. Beautiful stuff coming from the side of KF to be able to get that revive done. So there will be a little bit of reset from both ends. But MXG, they stand tall. They are still intact despite only 1 member being taken out.
Tournament for a long time, but it's just York seems to be changing. But on the side of Toda, they managed to spot out even Richard, which, well, I think he'll manage to reset as a 4 still. But for GLUKF, it's quite difficult for them to actually flush the rest of Sam9 down, MXG down, if they don't have throwables. But at least on the side of GLU, MXG, Sui Boy made a mistake just now by jumping down. That was unnecessary from my opinion, but it depends on the situation. Here, Gatslow getting on the inside. Now leaving with a tree. Well, we do have Bokoris being recalled back. But unfortunately, that recall is a bit slightly too early as Gatslow also been taken back into the lobby for now. Altogether that we used to know, unless if you're actually focusing on Rosemary, and yesterday has been amazing. He got the daily MVP yesterday. As well as today, a lot of people actually anticipate when it comes to his guns yesterday, where he outplayed all the teams. But back to his own boys, Magna. They lost 1 player, that was Kim, but the most important player in this lineup is going to be Limp Boy. Now, belated birthday for Shaman's birthday yesterday. Didn't turn out so well for homeboys Magna Esport, but at least they make it through into the Super Weekend, which still yesterday's birthday buff seems hopefully to be ineffective. But Lim Boy, they cannot afford to lose this player, but hopefully for the side of Homeboys Magna, they do already ready up their plays around the recall tower.
As possible, and this is the kind of map that really allows them to play in such a manner that it is a little bit more forgivable now that we're going down to 1 versus 1 between Tiger X, but it quickly turns into 1v2. A little bit of help coming from Depp to help out on Kenny's approach, as he'll be able to add 1 more point to tally. Now that's a total of 6 for Toda already. FaZe Clan now on the challenge up against Moana, who's all alone. He's got a grenade in hand, but Chacho, he's gonna push right through. He's gonna be able to find an easy pick for FaZe Clan to claim 1 in return.
Half of the population will be gone by then.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them actually over the southern side, but meanwhile, a climb towards the top end of the stadium.
And it's difficult for KF to go for the pick-off play here. He couldn't actually go in solo. So like it or not, it's better for them to go for the rotation instead. But speaking of from pan to the fire, it's going to be Xbox running into the Xavier straight into his crosshair. KF, I think it's time for him to find those recall towers in action.
So Glue, at least Xbox is back in the game, but they are not really finding any reprieve to even book a spot for their own. KF now stranded in the middle of the open, and he's being forced to deal with the rest of BTR, and KF will finally falter.
He will be the first victim, while the other teams around the edge of the circle seems to be fighting for their own slot as well to be in the top 4 later. Foxy as well as Potato, that combo, it seems to be very well worked for now. But for Void, seems like they're being charged. It's going to be a team secret. It's also no need to use a weapon when there's vehicles laying around, I guess.
Wow, he just handled 3 members all by himself, and just like that, Razak, he absolutely popped them out of the field. 3 back-to-back blows, just like that. Razak is an absolute monster. And now Boing Donkey takes reign over onto this corner of the compound. Despite not really having too much of these kind of walls or anything to cover, they're playing this terrain like the back of their hands.
With Team Flash on the rise, a lot of question swarming around the Xaviers. Are they still relevant or not? But I think they have more than enough to actually try to push themselves. Right now, Hill will be the first team to be eliminated entirely in this first random map.
Paragen has already been pinned down. Lambo, he definitely wants to see if he could actually trade right back. And there's just going to be Nate T trying to resuscitate his teammate. Thankfully, he's not being pinned down yet again, but somehow Snape, he found the angle, and he get another knock towards the members of the Saber. And now, with Rosemary pushing throughout, that's 3 members already on the ground from the side of the X. And this is just no reprieve whatsoever. Well, Sem9 tries to push through. Amazal also getting caught in the wings.
Mika with run no hide. It's going to be walking straight into Snape's cross. He's moving, cutting across into the circle. He has to pick and choose. Oh, he's picking the Xaviers. Mid a U-turn, just to try to find those recall tower. It will not be an easy task for Miko right now. He's the last man standing, and a flying car in the middle of the open field where everybody can shoot him down. Down to Rosemary. Didn't actually manage to get it through. Ambitious, of course, but he took the risk to be in the blue zone just to find that recall tower. But good luck, Sem9. And even if they get recalled, there's going to be a lot of running going on.
Yeah, and where do they really land once they actually come out of the plane as well is going to be a very big question for the side of Sem9. And for them to really try to book it out of the way, despite having so many teams really wrapping around the edge, is a risky play for Sem9, but they have to do it now. Back towards the side of Blue, they're looking to infiltrate this compound, being held by the entirety of E Arena. Xbox leading the way. He's got a couple of death plays to throw right in. And they're about to make a scene right now. Hexus as well as Noel to fall soon to gate crash their way, but it doesn't seem like they're going to prep 30K. He jumps down, looking for an entry point, and Roman managing to suppress the entirety of Squad Blue. They bow out 7 points, all earned by E Arena.
Wow, that was a quick cleanup coming up from the side of E Arena, and fast response as well. But unfortunately, another one bites the dust. That's going to be the Xaviers, and another one to the other. It's also going to be Alter Ego at the same time. Almost, no, it's actually Vampire taken out by Alter Ego, and Alter Ego also got shot from afar. But it's GLE, VPE, Homeboys, Magna, Spot Hill, and the Xaviers right now ousted. They are waiting for the normal map. It's going to be a wrangle, but BTR for the Rallis is back in here and got his revenge against Team Flash. If you remember, the first fight he had before he's being eliminated by Win, and that's a sweet revenge coming up from BTR after that outcome.
The groups throughout the past weekend as well, so they're kind of in the clear, so it's more about playing for maximum points when it comes down to the finals. Meanwhile, Vikings holding down the line against BTR. It's a massive opening, but it's really down to Brick as well as Tin right now to try to hold out up against the rest of BTR, and the zone's pretty far away. They have to dash for the hills, and it doesn't seem like there's space for Vikings.
Well, time is not on their side, yes, but I'm still gonna go for elimination points regarding if you want to compare it with Chicken Dinner. The eliminations will be worth more because of the recall and the fact. And now Razy trying to find the last player. There you go. Viking team's finally taken out. Federalis, Razy, and Red Face. They're going for a 1-2-1 formation. And with Alva spotted out by Red Face, I guess Red Face finally back in the game. It's been a while. He's actually in action, or he plays, but it's so hard to see him actually have lived longer than how he used to. Unfortunately, Federal has been caught down, but Moana also a potential on the rise player coming up from Alter Ego, as well as Snape here right now. Despite losing Alva and also Rosemary, they still managed to give such crazy firepower, and BTR slowly losing their men here.
Yeah, it's just great gatekeeping techniques from all the members of Alter Ego. Snape has got all the ground being covered up, and therefore there's just no entry for the side of BTR. Meanwhile, FaZe Clan holding out by themselves. Boy Donkey on the charge trying to take them down. Tato just remains solid as a rock. Takes down 2 members all by himself. But he needs to deal with Foxy. Herbs, he does have a little bit of an angle coming from the hillside, so he might be able to spot out Foxy, but how much time can be bought? Chopper now being revived. Zeta could actually provide a little bit more of that intel. So, Foxy, what can he do? Behind that rock in the hard place, and now he's running out of that space. Herbs getting involved, and that's how FaZe Clan close out the number up against Void Esports. There's not much space that he could actually run around with for the moment. Meanwhile, Team Secret catching one out of Alter Ego. As we talked about all these teams running out of space, you could also witness from the map itself where there's a lot of flat grounds where it's rather tough to play within those areas unless if they got plenty of smokes as well as emergency barricades, which they could actually call for later on. So it is the calm before the storm. Moana now left all alone over on the outskirts. Meanwhile, at Mixer Gang, they just crashed towards the side of Mika. Can he hold out? Apparently not, as he got sniffed out from that position. As FaZe Clan members could absolutely go in for the revive. But Moana, though, where can he go realistically? He's being spotted out yet again by Mixer Gang.
I see that one coming early on, but we're down to the top 5 teams here right now, and FaZe Clan might not be joining the top 4. Due to the blunder they had before, giving away their own position. I don't know how to feel when you needed your own teammate. But for FaZe Clan, E-Arena will try to take them down. Here comes a nade cooking over. It seems like a perfect trajectory, and chip down a bit of the HP thanks to that miracle rock in between, as well as their boulders. But Tenny Gay, now he's trying to find that off angle. They need to go around and wrap this fight around FaZe Clan. But high chance they get stolen for those points as well. But at least on Tenny Gay, he barely missed. It just shows down to only LZ. He calls for another boulder. Lucky he didn't actually get squished down. It means no teams around the circles will move, knowing the fact that Team Secret do have those elevations and the compound, even information. But MXG, they're going around the circle, which you're going to spot to as Todak. Those boulders, will they last? They got a very small shack as well. Here comes a rush frenzy. Just fire whatever there is within the smoke. Hopefully it will somehow connect, and it does. MXG down to only 2 players. Todak playing defense in this very small fortress, also surrounded by so many boulders, but Suey Boy surprise him with a surprise attack within the smoke, and Todak unfortunately have to cut short with their run. In comes to Rondo map, this time as number 4.
That was still a very impressive run by Todak, and it's just about the timing. He went in for the revive and Mixer Gang. They sent in Suey Boy to go in for the clearance, and now Mormon, they receive all that kind of attention, and they are putting every single stop towards the rest of the members of MXG. Thankfully, those kind of covers being called by the side of Todak gives them a little bit more leeway, but Joker still lands that headshot. And finally, they do, as they try to create a little bit of dent over onto the middle of the field so they could still play within those creases. And now, Juke, he finally lands a knock. Skillfully done against those members of the side of E-Arena. And Mixer Gang looking to also double down on those numbers as well. Gets low. Can he find the angle up against Mormon?
Mormon. Oh, yeah, they couldn't. Oh, yeah, Juke is still going to finish off Joker. It's going to be a 2v2v3. Now, the one that can actually change so much is down to Team Secret. If they can actually finish off the rest of the arena, there's going to be a clear win for MXG to finally get the chicken. Since they still got a bit of the circle right now with less than 6 seconds on the clock, we get to see whether they have to be forced to get out from those small shack or not right now. And unfortunately, they'll be the first one to be taken out by the blue because we're heading into stage 9 anyway. So MXG, no more hide and no more play hide and seek. They have to force their way out. That's why we get to see the smokes being popped. They will try to make a move or try to build a crate in the center, hoping they will somehow get an advantage to advance forward. But when it comes to E-Arena, Teddy K chipped down a lot of damage, leaving only Mormon alone. Things seem to be brewing quite not right for the side of E-Arena. They need to get for the revival, but unfortunately make it on time. Now Mormon, how does he play this 1v2 victory?
Yeah, it's just so rough. It was a beautiful angle for Deadslow to be able to get that knock over the Doki, and now they created that space, like you said. Mormon back against the blue zone. He is forced out of that tree, and the grenades dropping close, but not enough to take out Mormon just yet. Juke still got another grenade in hand, but that's not quite enough. Juke lands the perfect blow, and now it's between Secret versus MXG, and they got them all pinched in that tight corner.
Well, we get the call finally. 1, 2, 3, and Secret day 1. So back in the days, even last 2 seasons, Toda, not even a team that everybody feels threatened of. But look where they are today.
Yeah, I think like they have been the most improved team out of the many ever since Depp as well as Kenny arrived to this team to be the best representative to kill from the region. And we go back for a little bit of a recap of what went on. Mika holding that high ground, catching one member off guard, so therefore
it's best to avoid these conflicts for the teams in SMB. Coming in late, no problem. They got plenty of utilities, including for the side of GLU. The Xaviers, they won this compound and didn't know he's already occupied. Purges straight away got finished instant.
In the form of margins now, it really feels like the old metallic methods coming from DX doesn't seem to have worked out for 2 weeks in a row now. And Foxy takes a quick stop, but he's getting spotted out, and that was just rough with Hill arriving to the scene. They gotta cut their losses right now, so that's heavy firepower lost from inside of Void Esports, while they bypass the area where DX is also holding out.
He danced before the game started. That's why he's the only one surviving. I guess that positive vibe only will help the players that will have a good start of the day. But for FaZe Clan, on the other hand, Chopper will have to fight the indoors by himself. Chaco coming up from behind. Shamil, it's going to be a different building entirely, but they're back reunited inside. Elsie still bleeding out. SSC with the bites on. Here comes Demolly trying to flush them out. They try to force Homeboy's Magna players to get out from their hiding spot and all those corners. But for the side of FaZe Clan, do they still have plenty of throwables? We don't see a lot that will be contributing too much on the side of SOC. But Kim, the cover fire is a bit too far now to help those players who's bleeding inside.
Oh, that was a beautiful Molotov as well. They were trying to zone him out. And SOZip, Kenny actually bridged right through. This is such a tight space. Rosemary, with his arrival, is going to cause a whole lot of hurt to FaZe Clan.
Rosemary, he just sniffed the fights like it's nobody's business. This is their compass, the gunshot and the one that cleaning up the crew is going to be Alter Eco. None of these teams winning over the side.
Rosemary called for all the backup to arrive in just a jiffy, and just like that, they overwhelmed FaZe Clan, who's got weighted down. That Molotov coming from Homeboys as well, doing such a number on them. And now it's going to be KF once again, popping off so many names on the ground, and he's looking to ace out the entirety of Hale Esports. And there it goes. Even Zeus wants to get involved, but it's Blue to clear it up in an instant.
But GLU, they might get sandwiched if they don't start to leave, because Vikings and also BATR seems to be very interested regarding the position here.
Taken out, namely Hale Esports. And now we go back to the drawing board for some of the teams that have been able to at least get a little bit of a zone for themselves. Kim, he's been hiding there for a very long time as he slowly watches his team getting deteriorated by the rest of Alter Ego, but he's got no other option but to really keep himself intact. While Blue, they go in for another dive bomb onto 7-9, but somehow Yuhai will be able to hold down the line, and it's Glue that got crushed instead, all thanks to Amazal and Yuhai.
Giving pressure to leave their prior compound just now. And for the Xaviers are waiting at the end here. Been gatekeeping for the longest time. Fury will be taken by Vikings, but the Xaviers and Names being cooked here will toss around Vikings here within those smokes. Wounty, if he's not leaving, he's gonna be trouble. But Team Flash taking a jab against the Xavier. Got a bit of a revenge since Lamborghini knocked down one of their players from afar just now. They just, return the favor at this point. But for Vikings, it seems like a three-way war on the left side, including Arena want to be part of that too. Well, good luck, have fun. But in any consolation, they got a bit of the circle still. But Team Flash, and now coming up from the south, this is going to be against BTR. But back to it, the four-way war. The Xaviers being sandwiched by Arena and Vikings just now. Finally got eliminated. Here comes a nade flying over. Seems like a perfect trajectory. There goes one down. And this might finish off the job from Joker's side. Vikings, they're losing their members like flies down there. Down to only Wounties not clustered up together before. But the cover fight cannot be done at this point. There's nothing he can do. They still have only 2 members left. Zeta, the last member of Boyne. Can he clutch one victory? Let's task him this time against a Mixer Gang. Sui Boy, KTN, and Makari try to flush him out. The attempt flush with those multiple nades still not phased at all by Zeta. Can he get Makari? He's already got himself a DBS. The R12K versus the DBS. We'll see who's got the better gun here. But Zeta, he has to pray that nobody tried to shoot him from behind. He managed to actually get out from the crosshair, but Toaduk! That was brutal! Brutal indeed! Taking a highlight like that for Dab. But here comes a different team completely. Toaduk versus MXG. They thought it's just going to be one player of Boyne just now. But the entire crew of Toaduk now crashing into this compound.
The timing is just so unreal. The way that he just rampaged through that member of Boyne Donkey, and now even Team Secret comes right through, and they're the ones to take out MXG. And now they're not going to stop at that at all. That's the next one to falter. Frentizi trying to see if there's going to be any leeway, but the entirety of Team Secret is just too overwhelming to deal with right now.
They thought they had this going for Toaduk. Now it feels like they're having a bit of a taste of their own medicine. Franzi spotted out his teammate being shot right across him, but he's waiting for the ones coming up from the doors. He spotted them one out, managed to get on one with the bike, but unfortunately, Team Secret, like you mentioned, overwhelmed them. It's going to be a big triumph about Alter Ego. Why is Alva here? Why? What are you trying to prove here, Alva? At the same time, but whilst we're talking about that, the Great Titans have spoken. Arena versus Team Flash on the other side.
And now, BTR looking to infiltrate the compounds. Bring around the Rosie. Gui tries to find the angles right at this moment. Mela preparing himself for this onslaught, while Bexy gets taken out upon arrival. Great hole. Meanwhile, Lazarus, the moment he steps out of line, he gets punished for it. Now down to Razy as well as Federal is a 2 versus 1 scenario. It seems like their wings are slowly getting clipped out. Mela, the only one remaining, holding over the high ground. Or should I say the top one instead?
1v1, 1v1!
And now down to him and Razy. Managing to clutch that scenario, but look who's here. Team Secret once again on the hunt.
Don't you dare! This is disgusting coming up from Team Secret. Nasty but fun to watch. Oh man, this add up more points. 11 coming up from the players. Tight onto Kim right now. Yeah, you see Tops. Just tap it, son. But Kim's not doing it. I think the rest is going to be history if it's not being careful. Look at Win giving the pressure on. Yeah, Kim managed to take it down Tops. Kim with this one miracle tree. How much can he do? Zero spotted out the rest of Team Flash, giving them a bit of a pressure and a bit of aid to his side of Kim. Here comes the nade, but Kim's down. But the nade's still there in action. Zeus managed to finish off Kim. He's waiting for the explosion and reaching up to Tops. But here comes Arena, Team Flash and Team Secret. They're down to 2 players, getting knocked down as well. Most men is going to be on the side of the arena with also plenty of throwables still can be deployed in the hands of the arena.
Provided they might be able to really amp up their firepower at the very same time. Sakura now running out of space. Is it going to be able to at least get a little bit more to work out against the rest of Team Secret?
They need to come. But Sakura spotted out. Juke adds one, leaving Team Secret down to 2 players. But when it comes to Team Flash, they split it into 2-1 formation. And Doki spotted out Sakura jumping down that building. What a track! Well, he's jumping mid-air to actually knock him down. But the side of Team Flash, they split it 2 ways here, with Win taking covers on the E-Arena position, while the other 2 members holding on Team Secret at the same time, trying to take them down. With no bows at the same time, it's pretty difficult for Team Flash to have those off-angle covered. But Zeus is down on the ground, got finished off, leaving only Doki left.
The smoke subsides, he's going to be running out of cover, and now shots being fired back. Tourniquet goes down.
But the nade's flying over to his side. It's going to be plenty, double more. But at least he managed to finish off and execute on Tourniquet.
So, Irina, he's just wondering, is this a 3 versus 4, or is this a 3 versus 1 versus 3 in that instance? And Marvin, he walks into the nade.
And they're slowly closing in the gap and pushing towards both sides.
Out and Team Flash, then looking to go for the big swing.
Oh! Here comes with a big in style, like a movie. They finish things off in a fashion. And that's going to be Team Flash. And that's going to be the first contact made. But I like the fact you mentioned, I agree with you. Crazy is such a provoker when it comes to this Super Sunday. But Team Flash, spotted by Snape. Snape, can he do it again? So far, other than Rosemary, Snape actually do perform so much during the league stage and last week's Super Weekend as well for Alter Ego.
Yeah, it's a little too risky for Team Flash to really pop out in the open without getting caught out by Rosemary. Moana also spotting out Zeus up over the hillside, so this is just bad news for the previous winners so far. 2 members down and out so early. Moana looking to close the gap. Thankfully, backup comes arriving with pins, looking to rescue him, push him into the vehicle, but they're already dropping towards the direction of Alba. And he's looking to full send it, but it is just no reprieve whatsoever for those members of Team Flash, looking to get as far away as they could.
A bit of a standstill here. Doki is coming. GL also have their cover fire from the back, but Doki, he has to be extra careful. He didn't know about the cover fire coming up from the other side as well. Noel managed to shut down on Team Secret. Juke managed to get one back. What a trade-off between the 3 teams. Down to only Juke left. He needs to pop a smoke. He didn't, and that's going to be, Team Secret going hot and cold in the next one. At least, hey, we do know any consolation. They got, plenty of points still to have a bit of room to have some errors, but this is where we get to see how important the smoke is. But Todak just arrived. Kenny made a U-turn. Nope, too many. Oh, by the way, he's going to go for it. He saw some of the players actually being knocked down, but coming in, Kenny with the DPS. What was he thinking? Here comes Frenzy with the Bison. Can he actually do a 1v4? They're willingly giving away their bodies one by one, but Dap at least got a bit of a trade done. But down to the shotgun, there we go. GLU is no more to be seen.
And now Team Toda is also ditching 2 members behind.
It's too dangerous for them to go for the pickup when it comes to the open field. When the circle just shrink, and when the circle just shrink, there'll be a lot of migration happens. You don't know what's going to happen next. And congratulations for Hill. At least they scored their 1 point finally, while Rosemary, suddenly out of nowhere, he pulling apart from the rest of the team. He always taking the lead and the charge towards the aggressive, trying to find those points away. But Rosemary tried to go for the high grounds instead. Alva coming up from the other side, but the hovercraft trumped the buggy right now. The hovercraft is one scary machine. Everybody knows. And everybody will try to avoid going against the hovercraft, no matter how many people in there. For Voin, on the other hand, due to the hovercraft that managed to pull them away from Alter Ego, but Hill is just going to be next to them as well.
Getting involved in any form of application. While Hill Esports, you've talked about that first point at the game. They look for another one, taking out a member of Boing Esports. Well, it seems like the chase has not stopped between Boing as well as Alter Ego. They've been tracing them all along. And Hill, they say, you know what, you get to go race against each other all day long.
The thing is how to get it in when you actually attracted so much attention, and now we're talking about it. Strong, well, got his eyes locked on Real, Limboy on Wound T, but Strong managed to take down on Real, leaving with the Limboy, the last man standing. Homeboy's marked now. Wound T will not stand. He will stay where he at. But Limboy, he got opportunity to slowly advance forward, but he needs plenty of smoke to actually get into the circle safely. It's a very low ground down there, and everybody on those elevations can actually just easily shoot them down, while both take it on Federalis. BTI in trouble now.
Consider re-picking up against the rest of Hill, and that grenade somehow finds a clip, and Tin's already down. Tiger says, enough waiting, we're going for that push, and it's gonna be a back and forth trade. But Zorix now in a tight corner. Wound T somehow managing to trade right back, and Limboy, he's gonna get involved in this mixture as well. Powerjin from the other side gets one member down, and Wound somehow survives. Man, with that build spray, not quite enough.
Thanksgiving Day now, you try to gain those points. This is your time to shine. And Limboy, he keeps spraying the same vehicle but getting none. Tops finally getting ousted by, I think that's gonna be Limboy. He survived and finished off Team Flash in the very last minute. Now Limboy is not limping, he's running as fast as he can. On the side of BTR, he got the center. Unfortunately, he got shot down by Red Phase while he's going into the circle.
To leave people off the hook, so he's just gonna look to secure it.
Crazy had it enough. Crazy, I'm done with this. I just get out, Fazorix, to have a full control of the circle. The moment they want to cross this area, they will be taken out by, it's going to be Firen by Red Phase instead. They're falling into pieces here. Razy coming in, BTR, Vaxi is down. Razy circling around just to confuse them and attract those attention so they can pick up their fallen mates. But Mika down to 1 HP, while Red Phase and Razy working as a duo. Firen, nobody can actually help him yet. But where are the rest of BTR? Where is Federalis?
Yeah, it's a very big question right now, and same goes, where exactly is Yuhai? He needs to get involved at the same time. That nade clip over on side of Amazon buys so much time for BTR to take that position away, and here comes Red Phase. He's gaining all that intel. I believe he knows how to actually play this out, and instead of falling back, he's drawing closer and closer as he will have the rest of BTR send nades towards Mika.
They're forcing Sam9 players to stay in the blue zone with the circle around, with the circling around the car. But Mika, you get crashed down. Rapha's going in for the CQC, but the shotgun actually made a big play. Mika going into the blue zone for a bit just to make sure the backside vaccine knocked down. It equals out the field with a 2v2, but Sam9, they have a little health remaining on the alive play. But Mika couldn't stand tall. It's down to you to make the call. 1v1. The Terminator of Malaysia, or will be the Terminator coming and hailing from the Philippine side. Federalis versus Yuhai.
The Filipino assassino looking to see if he can actually clutch the situation. But Yuhai, he will have the say to eliminate whatever remaining members out there. Same goes to Federalis. He doesn't want Mika to relay any more of their trails. Having a little bit of cover from that shack, is that going to be enough? Yuhai being blinded by the stun grenade, and that allows Federalis to step out. Smart plays coming out of Federalis.
Oh, with the snake key. Mika's down, finish off. Federalis scores another point here, but within the smoke, we do know both of them inside of the smoke. And Yuhai prep himself with the S12K as well, but the rifle's still in the hands of S12K versus S12K within the smoke. They try to find any silhouette, but who's winning? Who's winning? Sam9 Yuhai, or is it Federalis? He did it again. BTR want to play to the very end. There's nobody in the SMB.
It's just a very slow approach this time around from inside of Hill. Meanwhile, getting a freebie, just arriving upon the scene. It's going to be QE taking out that player from Glue, and it goes from bad to worse. Glue has not found any points so far, but Hexus is still looking to trade. He says, nope, you're not just going to get my teammate for free. So he puts a little bit of dent onto the tires. But the rest of Vampire Esports, they're not having it easy. Huey looking for that 1v1 duel, but he could not afford to leave. But he's got backup as well.
Don't play that game, Hexas. You can still get some ranking points by Dewey is there. Yep, that's going to be it. And tell me afterwards, am I the only person who feel like Hexa and Federalis very look alike?
Actually, now that you put it, they kind of do.
Oh, but wait, it's going to be the warehouse battle. Team Flash completely obliterated by the hands of Hill in just a second. Going to be one of the top Titan teams that have been taken off, which means Team Flash right now, they're having a bit of trouble, but here comes another team, a BTR and FaZe Clan, who almost got wiped out early on this Sunday, given another chance, but unfortunately that chance will be wasted away if they cannot win this fight against BTR, but at least a bit of a trading done. Down to only LZ to do the job. FaZe still having a trio on the side of BTR. Now back into the hovercraft and back it down. LZ, nowhere run, no hide, but it's still going to be costly for the side of BTR. Vampire's waiting in the inside as well. Here comes Schraps, aka Lazarus. And Moana's down. Mela will be having a bit of a trade. Schraps as well as Snape hopped off. And Rosemary trying to find the rest of them. But can they hold their ground? They spotted Red Bull from behind. And Snape, you have to pick and choose. There's Void also here. Are you kidding me? Everyone moving at the same time, same place, and not going to be everyone alive.
And somehow, there's still one member alive.
There's nothing to cover themselves here for the teams in the center of attention now. And Sam now wants to be a part of it too. And Zeta with an AUG. Oh, we got shot from U-High. Where the shot came from? He was focusing on Sam 9, but we don't see U-High across his POV. But Hale coming in, they want to actually steal the point away. Will Sam 9 let them actually steal it away? But Mika will try to get those points and retrieve as an execution. Coming in with the nade, so a straight on point and double down. Voxy next to be the victim in the hands of Sam 9. Mika, there was a huge nade from the side of Sam 9. But here comes another team, E-Arena as well. As we're looking at the circle shrink, this is going to get even more spicier. It's South teams fighting for the points.
We can absolutely understand why, because this is the only high ground terrain that they can actually play from, which is why they're battling for whatever space that they can actually find. And here comes some strikes over the back. Sem9 still trying to deter Boing Donkey, but Boing Esports, they're just so aware of this situation. But despite that, they don't have any forward vision. Hale still making it rain from the north point, while somehow they stay intact. Two members still alive, but now trying to run away from the bullets from Tiger X. Where could they realistically go? There's just not much room that they could actually breathe in. And the rest of Sem9, they take this time, get a little reset, and Huey is also putting a little pressure onto the members of Sem9.
Mazel spot out Gooey. He will not let him get out from the shack, but I know from the side of Mazel just now, and Firewell will take the tag and try to pressure on Goo one at a time. Nade! The perfect execution on the side of Sam 9, and they're getting the numbers up with 4 eliminations here on the side of Potato and Voin. Voxy in trouble. Those bouncing nade was somehow hit by the end of the day, but Hill is just hailing them with hand grenades. Yeah, Voin. They are being clustered together before, and now sandwich between Sam 9 and Hill. There's no way out, but speaking of sandwich games, we have third party coming up from the back. Team Secret instead of the 6-time scope, and Voxy landed himself right the exact where Sam 9 players actually got finished off, and that's gonna be Doki. The man that loved and hated at the same time by both his team and his enemies.
Now, up close and personal though, Team Secret decides it's time to crash right through, and decisive as it goes. Zeros goes in for the trade. Tiger prepped for the nade, and it's gonna be Jiki coming in with a flank as well to try to find Tiger right on the corner. Hazorix coming from the other side as he's been able to pin one more member out, but he's the only one left standing for Hill. Can he pull it off up against the other 2 members of Team Secret? And the grenade was good enough.
No.
Team Secret crashed them out.
It's Razy from BTR to finish off Hill just now from the back as well. Oh, speaking of third party, it never ends in this map of Erangel, but the nade's flying over. It's down to Mazel to make the play. Can he find the last member of Team Secret that's still standing? Doki! He's trying to finish off all those knockdown players by closing in the distance. Here comes the DBS play, but lay him down to 10% of HP! And Doki came prepared!
Somehow he's still alive, but it's kind of insane how Team Secret always gets away with murder. Just like that. And Doki's great read, once again, prevailed. Now going back to the side of Mixer Gang, they are gonna find all these members jumping towards his direction. MVKE's desperate attempt was unable to convert it. KTN, he's barely surviving. Now the pressure's coming from the side of BTR.
This time MXG, Homeboys, Magna, and BTR. But for Team Secret, they got majority of the circles by now. There's nothing in the circle for them to just keep it hold. But for the Rallies, as always, never fail to amuse us with those hand grenades. Side of Joker, somebody spot him out, but where did the bullets came from? It's KTN from Mixer Gang outside of the circle, and the bullets in it to get those points. UK,
Oh.
you get what I mean now. You don't know where the bullet's flying from. Now, it's either BTR, Team Secret getting a back-to-back chicken, but for Joker, Joker spot him out. The tracking is driving as fast as the lightning now, Joker. Just push the gas all the way. Team Secret, on the other hand, nobody to compete against inside of this circle because BTR a bit too overoccupied with Homeboys down to real. DBS prep in his hand, but look at Redface already prepped the nade over. Well, it's going to be for Dorelis taking the charge here this time. They spotted out one. He managed to get on one. And Redface down on the ground. It's going to be 2v1. Can Homeboys, Magna Esport last player, clutch this one out? And Team Secret, they got bored. They want to do something. They might want to be part of that party too.
I don't think that anyone sent them invites or whatsoever. Real, he doesn't want those invites to go through because he's stealing him so much, but he still finds it. Oh, that peak.
But BTR is not the end yet. Joker is done. A big nade dropping in after one to the other. BTR like, why is there one more person here to disrupt our win for the chicken right now? It's going to be that solo player being such a nuisance towards a team that's trying to win it over. But for Team Secret, look at how sneaky they are playing around the containers. Al Joker will try to find himself a couple of points before he will gonna go down. But the nades somehow will not connect. Here comes another by Joker. Here comes an S12K. At least BTR they managed to finally take a breather just a tiny bit before Team Secret tried to take them out. They have nothing to compete against them after they're done with the team in the south just now. Now 15 hand grenades. And GK spot them out. If they're not being careful, one by one, chip down. Raising the 1 to HP. But they need to reload just now. Doki. Joker now got cornered down with 1-3 in between. Here comes Federellis fighting on a close quarter against GK. GK will give the cover fire. Federellis back indoors. GK is prepping up the nade. Doki is still cover fire on the high ground. And that's going to be it. Team Secret is not a back-to-back, but it's still double chicken. It's still counted as a chicken for the day. Stick the chicken on the wall. And they just caught their second chicken in day one of the Super Weekend.
Meanwhile, speaking of challenge, we got Alter Ego as well as some of the members of MXG going head-to-head.
Chimasera it is. Kari's already got himself a Vector. KTN spotted out Rosemary. Gatslow got shot down. Gatslow is super important, by the way. He's the one that actually gained so much point for the team, but unfortunately, nobody actually ate him in the process. At least any consolation, they have a 1-to-1 trade. Moana, you need to reload first, buddy. But KTN spotted out and finish off Snape instantly, and then they will pick up on Gatslow. Now for the rest of MXG, can they manage to reset or Alter Ego? They are digging their own grave here because right now they're down to 3.
And it was a great angle that MXG was really working with, and also great cover fire coming from side of KTN to be able to really get the favor of picking up Gatslow, and now back up in shape. Meanwhile, Moana doing the same to try to pick up Rosemary, but they're pretty much bunched up in the corner. Alva holding on to that Winchester might be able to cause a dent. And speaking of which, oh, one tap was all it took to pin down Gatslow for the second time coming.
Scam as well. This is it. Whether we get to see any reaction or not. Rosemary back on the ground. KTN Moana trying to actually be in the warehouse, hoping Alva will not get spotted out. The KTN, he got a clear shot towards Alva. Makaris will take down Alva instead. KTN couldn't see anything from him. Moana still alive, but pretty unhealthy HP. It's down to KTN versus Moana now, but can they go for the reset for Moana?